when I was looking for a new muzzle loader to replace my old one, I knew that this day would come, which is one reason why I went with this MR-X, or Mountain Rifle Extreme, because I knew eventually I'd be pulling that off. I never quite agreed with the idea of scopes on muzzle loaders to begin with. I didn't start off with the scope, even though they allowed it, but I ended up putting a scope on because it feels like hunting has gotten very competitive. And everybody else is running a scope, so what the heck, I might as well too. Should be getting a rear peep today. We're going to be putting on the front sight right now, and then when we get the rear peep in, we'll put the rear peep. Yep. All the seasons is an interesting contradiction for myself in that muzzleloader has been, at least for elk, I'm not much of a deer hunter, I'm more of an elk hunter, but muzzleloader elk has been my least successful season in terms of luck or shooting opportunities, but it is still my favorite. I think it's because there's usually less people, and hopefully with the removal of scopes, there'll be less people on the mountain during muzzleloader. That's my hope. Yeah, we're going to be doing a little sanding. Oh, there it goes. Whew. I was getting nervous there. Woo! That scared me. When I put something in, I usually do it in such a way where it doesn't come out very easily. So, let's see here. Yeah. I'm freehanding this, but yeah, see the gap there? That's what we got to sand. Little bit of a gap. And this is why I took that muzzle plate off. Yeah, it might be better doing it that way. Shit. And whatever you take off of the underside of this sight, you're going to have to take off on the screw too. Hope I didn't just jack up the threads with that little slip. Did I just bubba my smoke pole? Nope, not yet. But I gotta take more off of that screw. Alright, I can tell you this is not fun. But I don't think I'm gonna sand this anymore. But here's what I sanded off of that. Still has a little bit of a gap, but it's not as pronounced. But I don't know, I might fill it with something. And then here's a screw. Whatever you sand off the base of this sight to get it to mate with the barrel better, you're going to have to take off with the screw. And I would do it alternatingly. Like work on the sight, sand the sight, then sand the screw, sand the sight, then sand the screw. Because I got it now where it's not wobbling around. But I'm wondering if I sand this too far, if I'm not going to get enough bite with that screw. Alright, here's how much bite we really have right there. Yeah. Not a whole lot, really. I might just quit while I'm ahead. Alright, we might have it where we want it. Maybe. Depends on how you look at it. Right there it looks good. But from the back side, I don't know if we're going to eliminate that gap entirely. Freehanding this. Barely a little gap in there. But from here it looks good. Still a little bit of a wobble, I think. It just could be me with my over detailing eye. Or my fat fingers, but that wobble, barely perceptible. Maybe. That could be inconsistencies when I sanded this. You can tell that there's some inconsistencies when I sanded it. It's not like perfect. So that could be my wobble right there. Alright, I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead, stop sanding. It seems to fit well enough. I'm just going to make up the difference with some Loctite. Loctite the crap out of this thing. Can I put any more Loctite on that? I don't think I have enough Loctite on here. I think I need more. Alright, I made an absolute mess of things, but I got it. Make sure I get all that Loctite out before I put the sight back in. If there's a way to make a mess, I will find it. You can count on that. Let's not screw this up. That seems to be the major malfunction here. Shit. Boy, I hope I didn't screw nothing up. Alrighty. Let's clean it up a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna need that range card anymore. Alright, cleaned up a little bit. We're at a little bit of a job stoppage until the rear peep gets here. So I'm just gonna go ahead, put this muzzle brake back on. Whoa. Okie dokie. Now I just gotta wait for the peep. Pair of peeps here. I guess now we can find out together what this thing looks like. Now, I think this is a new product by Williams. Or this particular model. It's supposed to be specifically for a CVA Accura. I do not see any identifying marks in that capacity though. Oh, there it is, right there. Alrighty then. Oh, sweet. Let's test fit this thing. Alrighty then. Let's just test fit this thing, see how it fits. We'll lock it down later. Looks like the rear sight's going to go on a heck of a lot easier than the front sight. I can fill those screws back in. How's it fitting in there? Here's the first question. Ah, nice. It mates up perfectly. Alright, so this knob here, a little wobble there. I wonder if I have to sand those down. Or if I could use the original screws I had in there for the, I may have to sand these down. Bummer. Thought I was done with that. It's got a little bit of a wobble there, but out of curiosity, can I use the old screws that I had in the scope mount? They're not flush. That could be an issue. Let's see. Out of curiosity, can I just reuse these? Now that locks down, but I wonder if these are going to obscure the front sight. Alright, I just tried these things out. Amazingly enough, the factory screws don't obscure the front sight. See that? Do I want to sand these? Or just reuse the factory screws? Alright, so here's a deciding factor on sanding. I don't know if it's going to come up on camera or not. So the one on the right is a factory screw. The one on the left is the screw it comes with. But look how much bite you get on each of these screws. The factory barely threads. The other one has a lot more thread. Probably see it best right there. So yeah, we should take the time and sand these things down so it locks up better. Pain in the butt, but let's do it right the first time. Fun, 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 fun. Let's try it this way first. Yeah, my fingers are tired. All right, we've got everything sanded down, and as I was working with this, it occurs to me that to get a really good fastening, mating to the rear sight to the barrel, I think you should sand this thing enough to where it doesn't move around or wobble with any one screw. So if I put this one in, if you got both of them in, it shouldn't wobble at all, but I don't think it should wobble with even a single screw in, and it doesn't. So that's when you know you sanded it enough. So I'm going to go ahead and Loctite these things, and we'll go through the operation. All right, that should do it. But this is a lock. So you unlock that, and then you can raise your elevation. It's an audible click. And it feels like adjusting the turrets on a scope. You can hear it. Get your elevation, lock it down. So I got to zero it, and then I have to figure out how much minute of angle that is. And same thing for the windage. More of an audible click on the windage. Oh yeah, one last thing, and I saved this off of my other site. See if this one works. Ha! Awesome. Now, you can get different sight apertures. I think this one might be a stitch smaller. I'm not sure, but I've got the one on the right. I bought a while ago, and I had on my last muzzleloader with that brass ring because it's easier to see. And they're about the same size, maybe. I don't know, but this brass one is the one that's going on. Huh, I might not have to adjust this at all. It depends on how the elevation plays out. And that front fiber optic is small enough, I think. It's a heck of a lot smaller than the last set of irons I was using. Yeah, I think that'll work. All there is to do now is sight this thing in. I like it. That dog will hunt. All right, long enough video. You have a good one.